Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. In this session, we are going to start giving some orientation, some guidance regarding the generation of a research topic. Then we will briefly move to how you are going to outline the introduction and theoretical framework, and if possible, we will move to the writing list of references. And it's very important to remember that when we are trying to establish the topic we want to write about, well, we need to identify what is our research interests. And then in this section, this is just like an example. So it's not exactly compulsory to do this aspect. This is just to give you an idea. So in this case, the topic as an example was the benefits of using authentic materials for the ESL classroom. Some ideas that emerged were the definition of authentic materials and some categories in which it can be divided. Those authentic materials can be printed or auditory. Then something related with the use of authentic materials can be formal and informal learning, and especially in second language acquisition. And then here, the skill that we are going to promote for the use of authentic materials can be listening or speaking. So, based with those ideas, we need to start defining what is the objective we need to approach. So, in this case, the example was the benefits of using authentic materials for the development of the speaking skill in the advanced EFL course at the BA in English language. So, this was the chosen topic. And then, when we selected the topic, we need also to consider the reasons why we selected this topic, like why is this topic important, what caught my attention, how and why. Also, how does this topic fits into your general area of study, in this case, in your BA in English language and didactics? And also, how does the topic relate to other people's research? When we talk about how does the other topic relate to other people's research, is when we are going to start making some, how can I say, uh, looking for information in a journal article, in a database, or something like that. What I'm just explaining are general procedures of how you are going to start thinking about the topic you want to research. So, what I would like just to start from the scratch is for you to generate a topic, a research topic. So, let's do it together in this sense. Here I have a beautiful Word document without nothing. So, here you will start your creative process. And I say creative process because it's it's like that. So imagine that I'm interested in researching about how can I say learning strategies. Okay, but learning strategies. This topic is quite general. And it's quite general because I'm not at all defining who, where, when. So in this case, who, I'm going to talk about beginner learners of English, or alternatively, first year BA in English language and didactic students. Then we have where and we have when. For instance, where the School of Languages, and then the when probably we are referring to cohort. Sorry, here the who. Cohort 2025 first year students. So when I'm referring to probably August, December 2025. So these are some ideas for me to start exploring my topic. This is my general topic. Then I need to answer these questions. Who, where, when, and then after processing this information, I will be able to select probably learning strategies employed by cohort, by cohort 2025 first year students of the BA in English language and didactic students. Okay, so now this is my research topic. However, I'm also able to define more this research topic. And this is the how. How I'm going to research about learning strategies. How, or alternatively, what theory? Sorry, what theory? Well, in this case, I'm going to use Kolb's, Kolb's learning style theory. So, in fact, the research topic would be Kolb's learning strategies employed by cohort 2025 first year of the BA in English language didactic students. And now I have defined my topic. So this is definition of research topic. And this was exactly what the activity that we have shown to you was trying to get from you. That was the purpose of this activity, of activity 16. So now, how we are going to outline this research topic? Well, the purpose of outlining is to have a track of all ideas. And the way we can outline it's by using topic sentences or just by only topics in general, ideas. However, the one that is suggested because it's more precise, if I say precise, it's the sentence, topic sentence summaries. So here we are going to start using as a suggestion this sequence. So now I'm going to share with my idea. So outline of the theoretical framework based on topic sentences. Sorry, based on topic sentences. Subdivide topics by a system of numbers and letters followed by a period. I'm going to start with the introduction. So the introduction should contain the following ideas. First, I'm going just to number the ideas that should be included in the introduction. Topic to research. General information. Then particularities of this topic. Number three, reasons for developing this research. And number four, general and particular objectives. These are the information the introduction section should contain. Now we are going to start developing our outline. The first part is the topic to research. Topic to research. Okay. Remember that we are talking about learning strategies. So my first topic sentence would be something like this. Learning strategies as a cognitive construct employed by language teachers. Teachers. This is the topic sentence. Then I'm going to subdivide the, or if I say instead of employing the word subdivide, I'm going to start writing my supporting sentences, ideas that will complement this topic sentence. So remember, this is the topic sentence. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to start. Nope. The first supporting idea. The first supporting idea is an explanation of what is the concept of learning strategies. The concept of learning strategies. This is a supporting idea. The concept of learning strategies defined by some authors. And then here, and I can include the concept of Savignon, 1989 or something like that. And then the concept of learning strategies, learning strategies by David Paul, 2013. Then I'm going to keep on my introduction, in this case by the particular aspect. The topic sentence should be now the concept of learning strategies or just learning strategies. Learning strategies is understood as a matrix between learning styles and cognitive processes of information. Okay, remember, this is the other topic sentence. TS, sorry, TS, topic sentence. And now I will include my supporting idea. Nope. My supporting idea about the learning strategies. So here I can explain the characteristics of this matrix. And here I can say consult, call 2013. Okay, this is the topic to the research. This is the particularities of the topic. And then, sorry, letter C. No, there are personal and academic reasons to develop this research. So, now, number one. Uh, Personally, I consider that knowing my learning strategies, my learning strategies will enhance my language learning. Then, number two, academically providing information to language learners about their learning strategies will enhance their learning processes. All right. So now I'm going to start providing the general and particular objectives. So research letter D. No, letter D. Research objective. Explore, in this case, explore cohort 2025 first year of the BA in English language didactic students learning strategies. Okay. And there is no problem if I only state the general research objective. So here is how I developed the outline just for the introduction section. Now I will develop the uh, outline for the theoretical framework. Here, what I'm strongly suggesting is just to develop a theoretical framework that emphasizes only three subtopics. Three subtopics. 1.1. 1.1. Uh, as you know, this is the topic learning strategies. So I can say learning strategies models. Then 1.2, I'm going to talk about core learning strategy model. And 1.3, I will talk about the, sorry, learning strategies employed by language learners. As you could see, these three topics contains the theoretical information we need to explore the use of learning strategies and of course some theoretical information about what are the most common learning strategies employed by language learners. Then inside each subtopic, now I'm going to start creating the corresponding outline. Inside this first subtopic, the first topic sentence should be the first model of learning strategies was created by Sandra Savignon. Model of learning strategy was created by Sandra Savignon. Then, now I can say, wait a minute, I need to establish an order. Remember, this is the topic sentence. TS, topic sentence. Then this is the supporting idea. This model consists of, so here, this is the supporting sentence, or is this. And then I will keep on developing the outline as many spaces as I need. For instance, the second model was developed by, and so on. I continue developing the outline as many spaces as I need. However, the suggested limit for uh, topic sentences is 4. Minimum 3. And why? Because each topic sentence will let you to develop a paragraph or probably a pair of paragraphs. Then within the following, within the following subsection, exactly, I'm going to start with my topic sentence and I can say, Kolb's, Kolb's learning strategy model is composed by, and this is the topic sentence, remember. Okay, this is the topic sentence. And then remember that below this topic sentence, I can include the first component is named. This is the supporting sentence. And then I keep on developing the outline as many spaces as I need, right? Then the same happens for the third one. Learning strategies employed by language learners. First topic sentence. There have been recent studies that have discussed about the most common learning strategies employed by language learners. This is the topic sentence. Then the supporting sentence, number one. The most common learning strategy was, so here I'm writing my supporting sentence. So here I have finished developing my outline, my topic sentence outline for the introduction and the topic sentence outline for the theoretical framework. Okay, so with this brief explanation, we have covered, in this case, the activity outline. That's this activity in which it gives you some guidance on how to develop your outline. So this is not really necessary to develop the activity. However, here you have some websites that may help you to look for information. Now we will move to the list of references. In order to develop the list of references, for sure, you need to remember or go back to your outline, and then you can start making some research in repositories or as well in journals. For instance, here I'm going just to make a quick search if I find something, or if not, I move to another. Learning strategies. Search. Mm, well, uh, I will try to say that this is the source I am looking for. Now, just as an example. This is the research article, and I don't know, probably you will say, well, after I have read this article, I consider obviously the summary, the abstract. It's the first part you need to center. And imagine that you say, well, this is the article I will need to use. Sometimes, fortunately, we have here the APA 7 edition reference style. But before just copy and paste, we need to make sure that it follows all the aspects that I have mentioned the session before. Last name, comma, initial of the given name, year of publication, yes, year of publication, then the title, actitud, interacción, estrategias de aprendizaje, ok, then name of the journal, which is in italics, then the volume, number, pages, and the DUI. So as far as I am concerned, this citation is well written. Well, fortunately, I will just copy and paste, so there's no problem. In this case, with references, the only thing that I need to make sure is that the provided reference is well written according to APA 7 edition style reference parameters. So, list of references. List of references. So, here I have and then. All right. So I'm going to go to another search. Oh no, sorry. With the UV repository, uv.mxb virtual. Here I will go with the repository institucional posgrados, this space. Universidad Veracruzana, then probably áreas académicas, next, humanidades. Continue probably with masters. Mm, nope. Next one. Um, probably this one. Uh, Here we can say by title, category. So by subject matter, probably I can go with learning strategies. No, strategies. No, so estrategias de aprendizaje. All right. So here I have it. One, acquisition of vocabulary, language performance, the use of learning strategies. Oh, it seems interesting, this one. Well, imagine that this is the, how can I say, the reference that I am interested in. So here, well, I go to that one. And as you could see, this is a master's dissertation. So here I need to follow the APA 7 edition style reference for writing the reference. And according to the APA 7 style edition, Remember that we need to start with the last name of the author, which is in this case Miranda Vallejo María Teresa. So Miranda Vallejo, am I right? So here I'm going to write Miranda hyphen Vallejo M period T period. Then we need to write the year of publication. In this case, the year of publication was 2013. We will try to make it sure. Yes, 2013. And after writing the year 2013 in parentheses, 2013 period, we need to write the title of the dissertation. And remember that the title should be written with italics. Then we need to write master dissertation, coma, Universidad Veracruzana, period. Then we need to write the name of the repository, the space, and for sure we need to copy the URL. So the name of the repository is the space. And we copy the URL. And here we have this list of references. Just to add a more professional style, we need to add this alignment. Here we go with sangria, indentation, French type. French type, remember. So here we have a more professional view of the order of the list of references. And remember, the list of references must be alphabetically ordered. And this is how you are going to start constructing your list of references. Hago una pausa para escucharle sus inquietudes, comentarios o dudas. No questions, no comments?
No.
Ah,
Yo sí tengo una, disculpe.
sí, adelante.
Había comentado que esta actividad para cuándo es para el... Bueno, no. Esta se puede entregar hasta el día 27, me parece.
Lo que es la lista de referencias para el 14 de noviembre, lo
Ok,
que es
sí.
las fichas de trabajo son para el 21. Esas en un momento les explico lo de las fichas.
Ah, ok, sí, solo estaba... Ok, ya, perdón si me confundí, gracias.
Sí, no hay cuidado. ¿Alguien más? So if not, we are going to continue with the explanation. So here we have already seen in this explanation, first of all, how to generate your research topic, then how to create your outline, the introduction and the theoretical framework outline, by using the topic sentence style. Also, we have seen how to start creating our list of references. Now, let's go to how you are going to start creating your worksheets. So here with the worksheets, we have two types of worksheets. Wait a minute. Worksheets o fichas de trabajo are a tool that will help us to start being more precise when we are reading a source and retrieving information. So here we have two kinds of worksheets. The first type is for retrieving theoretical information. So I'm going to copy and paste in my document. And then we are going to start creating this example with the topic. All right. Oops. This is not the one. So let me check if this is the one. Yes. List of references. Now we are going to start working with the worksheets. Copy paste. So I'm going to start deleting this information. And I'm going to have this only as the chart. It has four columns. The first column is for you to take note of the APA reference. Then here it's like a brief comment that makes me aware of the information I will take here. If it is necessary, the information I can just copy and paste, or otherwise I can paraphrase. So let's do this example. What is that? Here. Imagine that, as I mentioned, this is the article I start reading. Here, obviously, the information that starts is the theoretical information. So here, check it how it is written. Las estrategias de aprendizaje han sido definidas como conductas observables que involucran operaciones mentales. De acuerdo con Oxford, existe un traslape en el uso de estos elementos, bla, 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 bla. Aquí, este dato lo considero necesario. Entonces lo copio y lo voy a pegar en mi documento, en el documento que estoy aquí haciendo. Considero que es muy importante esta definición como está. Y pues justamente aquí, ¿qué es lo que resalta? Conductas observables. Ese es elemento clave. Lo subrayo, lo resalto. Y al decir conductas observables, también otro aspecto es que dice operaciones mentales. Entonces, para mi interpretación, esto sería como definición cognitiva o definición de estrategias sorry, learning strategies from a cognitive viewpoint, ¿sí? O sea, en esta definición pude conseguir lo que sería una definición de estrategias de aprendizaje, pero desde un punto de vista cognitivo. Aquí para mí fue más fácil el poderlo simplemente copiar y pegar, pero algo que sí va a saltar a la vista es la fuente original de donde obtuve esa información. Sería tal vez como una fuente secundaria. Y pues realmente eso creo que no convendría mucho. Entonces vamos a ver, dice Zeng. Vamos a buscar a Zeng hasta abajo. Zeng, aquí está, miren. Vamos a ver si lo abre. Zeng. Applied Linguistics. Ups. Se dan cuenta que en este caso, al parecer, no voy a poder acceder a esa fuente original. Sí, se dieron cuenta, no puedo acceder a esa fuente original. Entonces, pues ni modos, no me va a quedar de otra más que hacer la fuente secundaria. ¿Y a eso a qué se refiere la fuente secundaria? Pues la fuente secundaria es esta publicación, Briones Jurado. En Briones Jurado es en donde encontré esta definición sobre estrategias de aprendizaje. Y a propósito, ¿y en dónde está esto de las estrategias de aprendizaje? Lo acabo de copiar. Ah, sí, claro, aquí está. Para que no me vuelva a pasar eso, tengo que ser observador. Página 54. Ah, ok. Entonces, página 54, que no se me olvide. Y aquí entonces lo voy a poner. Página 54. Y como dije, la referencia pues, es justamente esta, la de Briones Jurado. Muy bien. Ahora entonces creo que ya tengo en un primer momento una definición sobre estrategias de aprendizaje, pero creo que no es suficiente. Voy a tratar de buscar otra definición y esa otra definición pues me obliga a buscar en mi otra referencia. Vamos a buscar en esta referencia. Ay, Dios. Ah, excelente. 10. A ver si es cierto. Four pillars of education, cognitivism. Mm, vamos a ver qué más. Learning strategies. Oh, aquí está. When then learning strategy refers to language learning behaviors, pero no es actually there. Igual, me parece interesante esta definición. Entonces, ahora vámonos a este texto. Aquí lo tengo. Copy y pego. Y lo mismo aquí, ¿qué es lo que tengo que ver? Learning behaviors. Ahí está. Learn and regulate. Learning of a second language. O sea que esta definición ahora es learning strategies from a behavioral viewpoint. So, all right. Now, the source is when the 1987. It's really old, this source. So there is no other way as the indirect source. So here, page 13. All right. So I go here and I write page 13. And of course, I take the reference, Miranda Vallejo. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to use this chart and I will introduce as many lines I need so I can satisfy my theoretical needs. I know here that I have just one definition from a cognitive viewpoint, then from a behavioral viewpoint, and probably it will have another definition. For instance, O'Malley and Chamot, thoughts and behaviors. So it's quite similar, thoughts and behaviors. Then Noonan says mental and communicative procedures. Then I have the other definition with Noonan. I copy again, use a direct copy, a copy and paste. Here I need to introduce um, right, and here is the communicative procedures. Learn and use language. Learning strategies from a communicative viewpoint. Don't forget to use or to name page number 13. And here check, this is another definition, learning strategies. Methods and strategies students use to learn, understand, or store new information, helping the language usage. Page 13, all right. Again, page 13. Okay, here, page 13. Then introduce another techniques, aids, learn, understand, or store new information. Learning strategies from a, how can I say, procedural viewpoint. Don't forget page 13. All right. So just give me some minutes so I can attend something and I come back. Thank you. So this is how I'm going to start developing the worksheet number one. In worksheet number one, remember that we are just retrieving theoretical information. Then there is another type of worksheet that we can also use. In this case, the information we will retrieve from the other type of worksheet is from research article. And these questions will allow us to get as many information that we consider necessary. So here we will go to identify what are the elements of this second worksheet. Here I can say that the first worksheet for obtaining theoretical information. All right. So remember this worksheet. A, it's for obtaining theoretical, oops, it's for obtaining theoretical information. Now, this second type of worksheet, it's for obtaining research information. So here again, I can use the same articles, dissertations, or I can also look for other dissertation. There is no problem. So here I will try to use, for instance, this other journal, and I'm going to look for estrategias de aprendizaje, lenguas. Here, autonomía del proceso de aprendizaje de lenguas. I'm learning. Okay, I will try to look up. Pero antes tengo que asegurarme si es necesario. It talks about autonomy. So I'm not really sure to talk about autonomy. So I think that this won't be useful for me. So here I can go to the Google Académico. Here I can look for language learning strategies. And here I can order or specify from 2019 to 2025. Search language learning strategies of undergraduate EFL students. Sounds interesting. I will try to look up what is that. Language learning strategies of undergraduate EFL students. So here I will read the abstract, and it says involves 76 participants fulfill, and this was by answering a questionnaire strategy inventory for language learning developed by Oxford. All right, this is one form, so I consider it's quite useful. I need to develop the reference. Let's study M and wine Hindi. Okay, so I copy the names and I start making the reference. So the reference starts by the study M. Remember, we are just going to write the last name. And here, because it is only two authors, ampersand AY. This is the last name, comma, AY. We need to see the year of publication. Where is the year of publication? 2020. All right. 2020 is the year of publication. So 2020 and then the title. Okay. 2020. Then the title, students. I need to make all the changes necessary. Remember that I cannot leave the title all with capital letters. Language learning strategies of undergraduate EFL students. Here, capital letters EFL. Period. Then remember that we need to have the name of Journal of English Language Teaching and Learning, volume number, and page numbers. We will see page numbers. Yes, page numbers. So here we go. I will paste it. Journal of English Language Teaching and Learning. All right. Italics. Remember, this is the title. No word volume, but italics, italics, no comma, but parentheses, number, all right, right, no italics, comma, page numbers, and then do not forget to write the URL. And this is the URL. Or this. So we will try just to check if it appears or not. Yes, it appears. But this is just the general. So we need to go to archives 2020, volume 1, number 1. Okay. Then students workbook, luxury strategies. This one. Yes. So here we can copy the reference, right? This journal, or well, it doesn't have the DOI, but it has the URL. So we copy the URL, right? And here we have the URL. We need to remember that this reference should also be collocated alphabetically here. Okay, and we have it alphabetically ordered. Don't forget that part, alphabetically ordered. So now let's go to this second uh, worksheet. What was the context and what has been studied or determined already? So here we need to go to the context, and according to what we could see, context in which it was developed the research. Well, go back, go back. Yes, go back. Here we have. This is for English Literature Study Program, but where? Where? Introduction, methods, participants. Okay, here is telling us in Bandar Lumpung. Lampung. So here we go to our worksheet. So we have here the context and the participants. All right. Private university. Remember that the more specific part of the content on the context, sorry, was also provided here in the abstract. It is English literature study programs in English as a foreign language. We also take this information into consideration. So, consists of who are enrolled in English literature study programs. All right. Then methods and nature of the study. What was the objective? How did the author collect data? When and where did the research took place? So here we go This study involves 76 participants. Uh-huh. So here we have this part. All right. Then the results. Here we can also see in the abstract the results. Metacognition has been the most frequent used strategy with social compensation strategies. Okay, so this is the result. Mm, well, the conclusion. It's not really necessary to fill in all the spaces. It's not really necessary to fill in all the spaces. Just the ones that we consider are relevant for the assignment that we are writing. Nope. A ver, let's see. Conclusion. Conclusion. Yes. Interviews, students find difficult. Mhm. Here it's like the benefits of this research. So here we go back again, and we can see it. All right. So now this was just one study. I consider that I need more studies, so I copy and edit the chart. And as you could see, it's not really necessary to take note of all the aspects involved here. Then I go with the first article here. So I'm going to read uso de estrategias de aprendizaje. Ajá. Adultos jóvenes, niveles A1, tercera lengua, como primera lengua. Ok, aquí nos está diciendo quiénes son los participantes. Ah, no, y todavía nos está diciendo también en dónde los estudiaron. Sí, el contexto. Entonces, aquí yo ya tengo mi contexto. Y ese contexto entonces lo voy a poner acá, contexto de investigación. Muy bien. Recordemos la referencia en este caso, porque ya la tengo. Esa es la importancia de tener nuestra lista de referencias. Aquí la tengo. Ahora, ¿por qué es importante tener la lista de referencias? Porque de esa manera ya nada más vamos nosotros tomando o creando al mismo tiempo nuestras referencias. Y de esa manera llevamos un control más organizado. A ver, methods and nature of study. A ver, veamos. Methods. ¿Cómo lo hicieron? A través de un cuestionario basado en los instrumentos Male y SIL. Muy bien. ¿Y ahora qué resultó? Resultados. Los estudiantes cuentan con una hora de evaluación intrínseca. Aquí está, lo que nos interesa. Se encontró un alto uso de estrategias de aprendizaje cognitivo, media estrategia de evaluación y compensación. Meta, experiencias previas. Ah, y esto también. Aquí están los resultados. ¿Ok? que es lo que más interesa. Entonces, aquí lo pongo. Results. Muy bien. ¿Habrá algún beneficio o algo por el estilo? ¿Implicaciones? No necesariamente mucho. So now we have the chart. Imagine that you have developed 3 or 4 charts. Probably you consulted 4 sources. It's okay. So now the purpose is for you to start employing the information you gather in this chart and as well the information you gather in this chart. So this is the other process that we need to follow and how we are going to do it. In order to know how you are going to do it, that's exactly the purpose of the following activity. First draft of your theoretical framework. Que eso sería el proceso para hacer el primer draft del marco teórico. Y ahora, ¿cómo vamos a realizar ese proceso? Antes de explicar cómo hacer ese proceso, me detengo para escucharle y saber si tienen ustedes alguna duda, algún comentario, antes de continuar con esto.
Yo tengo una pregunta.
Sí,
Para los cuadros, ¿podemos elegir cualquiera de los dos o tenemos que hacer los dos?
los dos, porque como le explicaba, en el primero va pura información teórica, solo y exclusivamente teórica. Y en el segundo ya vamos poniendo información de investigaciones que se han desarrollado. ¿Por qué es necesario el segundo? Porque al momento de estar también reforzando nuestras ideas al escribir los párrafos, necesitamos también dar crédito de qué se ha indagado y cómo se ha indagado, qué semejanzas o diferencias se pueden encontrar entre esas investigaciones que se han estado realizando y que se han consultado. Ese es justamente el propósito de utilizar también la segunda tabla.
Ok, gracias, profe.
Sí, Lupita. ¿Alguien más?
Yo sí tengo una.
Sí, adelante.
Este, la segunda tabla también necesitamos usar las fuentes que ya consultamos, ¿verdad? No hay que buscar adicionales. Son
Está
las
en
que ya
lo
tenemos.
correcto.
Ah,
Los
ok,
que ya
ok.
ustedes tienen y en caso necesario que digan ustedes, creo que hay una información que me hace falta, no importa, puedo consultar otra más.
Ah, perfecto. Muchas gracias.
Sí, como no, Eduardo. ¿Quién más? Es el momento de que no se queden con las dudas, externen toda la inquietud que tengan, de favor. All right, if not, let me continue. Ok, tenemos que recordar que nosotros ya tenemos nuestro marco teórico. Y naturalmente, pues ya tenemos también introducción. Es muy recomendable que primero empecemos ya a estar elaborando los párrafos de nuestro marco teórico. Por ejemplo, aquí yo ya tengo una de las primeras ideas que voy a estar hablando sobre Learning Strategy Models. Entonces, para estar hablando sobre los Learning Strategy Models y considerando la información que yo ya recuperé de mis fichas teóricas, ahorita aquí vamos a ir abajo con lo que sería nuestro first draft. First draft of the theoretical framework. Tomo en cuenta lo que puse yo aquí y entonces empiezo a redactar mi first draft. Bien, tomo en cuenta lo que es tal vez esta primera idea y naturalmente no es que forzosamente tenga que escribir textualmente esa primera idea, pero me sirve para guiarme. Entonces podríamos decir, there are different models for solving the concept of learning strategies. Y ahora recurro a mis fichas teóricas. Vean, uno es sobre procedimental, comunicativo, conductual y cognitivo. Entonces, voy a poner cuatro en lugar de different. There are four models for saying. The first model is known as, sí, me tengo que acordar de que le tengo que cambiar sin sangría. Listo. El primer modelo se conoce como cognitivo. Ok. Cognitivo. Entonces, as cognitive. This model, solamente aquí lo tengo como referencia. Lo que me interesa en realidad es parafrasearlo. This model conceives learning strategies as non-observable behaviors, non-observable behaviors that allow learners um, to put into practice some mental operations. Recuerden que yo no tengo la referencia directa, así que entonces, as cited in, ¿cómo se llama mi fuente que sí tengo? Briones Jurado 2023. Briones Jurado de Second Model. Y así sigo yo desarrollando la idea. Así es como voy a empezar ahora sí, con base en mi outline, a estar utilizando la información que recabé en mis fichas teóricas y las ideas que yo retomo de mi marco teórico. ¿Sí? So we need to use our outline to start writing the paragraphs. Paragraphs. ¿Ok? Ahora, dentro de ese apartado, hubo uno que aquí establecí en mi outline como Learning Strategies Employed by Language Learners. Entonces, vamos a desarrollar mi otro apartado del Theoretical Framework, en el cual ahora voy a poder utilizar justamente mis fichas con la información de los estudios que se han realizado. Y aquí pues es curioso, pero sí puedo tomar textual mi enunciado. Yo como escritor es el que voy a ir decidiendo, de acuerdo a lo que vaya yo desarrollando como texto, el cómo voy a ir dejando así literal la idea como la escribí o modificándola un poco. Pero digo, modificándola un poco sin realmente cambiar dramaticalmente, rotundamente lo que yo ya había establecido. Entonces, ¿cuáles son esos estudios recientes? Veamos. De acuerdo a nuestras fichas, uno de ellos fue de 2020. ¿Y qué es lo que estaban buscando en realidad? Metacognitive Strategies, ok. ¿Y qué es lo que utilizaron? El SEAL de Oxford. El segundo estudio, 2023, diferentes niveles, diferentes lenguas, y que utilizaron el MALE y el SIL. Entonces vamos a poder decir, en todo caso, there have been recent studies that have discussed about the most common learning strategies employed by language learners. Two studies developed in two different countries, countries, México, México, creo, Indonesia, Indonesia have employed the seal, bueno, well, the well employed Oxford, Oxford 1989 seal inventory. Sorry. The first study was developed in a Mexican language center with, ¿con cuántos? Aquí menciona, ¿con cuántos? Mm, no menciona cuántos. A ver, entonces, ese aspecto sí tengo también que recuperarlo. A ver, para poderlo recuperar, es un momentito. Ahorita un momento, lo conseguimos aquí, en el artículo. Así que entonces, por esa razón tengo que regresarme a participantes. Ahorita, participantes. Ese aspecto sí me tengo que acordar. Estudiantes, pero ¿cuántos estudiantes? ¿No? No menciona cuántos estudiantes. Bueno, y hablar. Sí, no, no menciona cuántos. Ok. Two Mexican students was developed in a Mexican student center where different languages, English, French, and Italian, are taught. The second one was implemented with, vamos a ver el otro estudio, el de Indonesia, 76 participants. Pero ¿de qué programa decíamos que era? English Literature Study Programs. 76. Entonces, with 76 participants or students. Well, students. Students. Students from English Literature Study Programs. Ok. Y a partir de ahí empiezo a ir desarrollando las ideas. Si se dan cuenta, aquí estoy haciendo una comparación de los dos estudios que yo recuperé. Tal vez si encuentro uno tercero, puedo hacer la comparación entre esos tres. Aquí inicio con una temática en común. La temática en común, en este caso, si se dan cuenta, estamos hablando. Ambos utilizaron el mismo método de recolección de datos. Data collection method. De ahí luego estoy diciendo context and participants. Ya después de ahí podría yo decir cuáles son los resultados que se obtuvieron entre uno y otro. Y ya de ahí puedo yo mismo pues mencionar qué aspectos semejantes o diferentes se encuentran entre uno y otro. Muy bien. Y así es como entonces estaría yo desarrollando el primer draft de mi marco teórico. Gracias a haber utilizado cada uno de mis topic sentence para ir desarrollando cada uno de mis párrafos. Ahora bien, dejo de compartir y escucho las dudas que ustedes tengan. Cualquier duda, comentario, por favor. Adelante. Cualquier duda, cualquier comentario, por favor.
Profe, yo nada más quisiera saber si lo que usted dice ahorita, lo va a mandar o lo va a poner en Aminus para poder checarlo.
Sí, lo voy a poner ahorita en Eminus.
Ah, ok, bueno, muchas gracias.
Claro. ¿Alguien más?